Good morning, everyone. Chris and Tammy here. We are here every Saturday, well, almost every Saturdays at 10 a.m. Eastern Time to give you some trainings in reference to what we call Success Cycle Series, basic money making activities. And the goal here today is, in fact, it's a training we should have started with way back, which is building your list. What's nice is now you have access to all the other trainings that are available in reference to prospecting, inviting, following up, objections, and 10 step to success. It's all there. It's all on our boards. Also, if you actually go to the Got Backup YouTube channel, all the details are listed over there. So before we begin, just wanted to recognize everybody that's here. Sheila from Tucson, Arizona. Welcome, welcome. And we have Steven here. Now, Steven seems like he's a newcomer, newbie. Welcome, Steven. Glad to have you here. You're in Jupiter, Florida. We're not too far from each other. We're in the same state. And let's see here. We have Kim. Welcome, Kim. How are you? David from California. This is such a beautiful, beautiful state. And let's see here. Inionam from Ghana. Welcome, Inionam. We have Regeneration Zone from Las Vegas. We were just in Vegas, about 2-3 weeks ago, Tammy? Just love it there. Let's see. Who else do we have here? Everton, thank you. Thank you for joining us. Let's see. Jason, welcome. Randy, how are you? Good morning, sir. Welcome, welcome. Albert, welcome, welcome. Raymond, nice to see you here. Chris, welcome. Sheila, I think I already said hello. And let's see, Harry and Steve Anderson. Hey, Coach Steve, how are you, buddy? Well done, by the way. I think you're number 2 on the list on the cash prize. Well done, well done, well done for the month of February. Let's see here. Let's see. We have, I think I said Jason already, Albert, Minnesota, and we have Johnny, we have Michael, Dr. Kiwi from London. Dr. Kiwi is actually from Ghana, but I believe he's in London still right now. Michael, nice to have you here. Frank, Windsor from Quebec. Bonjour, bonjour, Windsor, ça va bien? We have here Javon from Texas, not too far from where the headquarters of God Backup is all about. So again, here today, folks, what we're going to be sharing with you is what Tammy and I do. We've been doing these kind of trainings for a long time. And it's one of the reasons why that we've done very well. For those of you that don't know us, Tammy and I have been in the industry of network marketing full-time for well over 28 years. And when I mean full-time is that's the only source of income. And from this source of income, we've been able to do a lot of different investments to diversify our income, our portfolio to be able to create more passive income. One thing that we're learning from one of our mentor, Eric Worre, is a lot of time network marketers, especially successful network marketers, makes a lot of money. And then they spend all this money with fancy cars, fancy house, fancy trips, fancy lifestyle. And lo and behold, things changes and boom, now the money doesn't come in anymore. They lose it all. So this is a lesson that we've learned where we need to diversify as we start earning an income. But to earn an income, folks, we need to start building. And to start building, we need to start with an inventory, a list. And again, what we're going to share with you are simply principles and concepts. We're going to share with you a tool that Tammy and I use on a regular basis that are making us look like ultimate professional social media gurus. And we're not by a long shot, but this tool is making us look like we are. And we will share that with you. You're very welcome to try it out. And we'll go from there. So one thing that's important here, in fact, Tammy, before I change slide, do you want to add anything else?
No, I think you said everything, Chris. We're going to get all the training going on inside the training itself. So we'll share a little bit about experiences and as well, different ways of networking to get contacts that we had to learn. Chris and I built our business the old school way, where you had your database and we did many things that would create contacts. But social media was a new platform for us, especially I would say a good 5 years ago, Chris, we kind of started, maybe a little bit earlier, but really got to understand the social media platform, taking a lot of, little courses here and there to understand how to network within the social media platforms. So we're going to share a little bit of everything today.
You know what's really interesting? As you were talking, Tammy, as you know, where every time there's a new associate that signs up and got backup, you get an email notification. Well, by the time you were talking, we had two emails that just popped in.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
we
it's
show
going
you
fast.
how we do all of this, folks. This is not just going to happen by saying and praying for it. At the end of the day, it's good to pray, it's good to meditate, it's good to focus. But at the end of the day, folks, you got to do the activities. You got to do the activities. And I notice here, Jason. And by the way, I want to encourage any one of you, if you haven't, oops, sorry, if you have any comments, feedback that will contribute to everyone here, feel free to post them. And if I see that it's relevant to what we're talking about, and from time to time, folks, I may miss a few because as we're training, sometimes, we had to multitask, but feel free to share them here. And the thing, Jason, here is that that's what you need because, you have people that are looking to join, but they're not joining. And understand, and a lot of people come to us, they buy the leads, we got back up, and it says, is it working for you? Is it working for anybody? At the end of the day, folks, when you build a relationship online, it is not like building a relationship when you meet someone face to face. And that's what Tammy meant earlier. Is we come from the old school where face to face, people can read your body language. You can look at you in the eyes. They can feel what's going on through the words that you're sharing as you're sharing either your opportunity or excitement or whatever the situation may be when you're talking to a prospect. When you're online, you are a complete stranger. It's like people's eyes and are kind of blindfolded. They don't know who they're talking to. So you got to be really, really consistent, persistent, and the better you are in reaching out to people's heart as you are responding to their emails, that's when you're going to start converting. I just wanted to add this because I know that many of us, including Tammy and I, we buy leads on a regular basis. And what we do is we constantly drip information. And this eventually, as they keep hearing from you, they can see your social media platform. They can see what you do, what you post, and they get to know. I think I get to know this guy now. No, I know what this girl's all about. And then at this point, the next email you send, if you're consistent, they may say, you know what? I want more information. Or they may just opt in and it become what we called pre-enrollees until they decide to activate. And of course, when you buy the leads, they are already pre-enrollees because they're already in the system. Now you want to convert them to activate. So we're going to do our best here to really give you an overview on how to build your list and some tips when it comes to mindset and so forth. So back to you, Tammy.
Yeah. So, a lot of people, they just have a small mental list. And the key is when you're bringing people into the business, a lot of you, we can see you almost every week when you're on the training platform. So you're already building, you already have a network. So we got to be out there training our people on how to take everything from that mental list of, oh, I wonder if so and so would be good at that. Oh, I don't think so and so would be interested in that because they have a job. Oh, all this stuff that's going on in your head needs to be brought to paper and start writing everybody's name down. I can tell you one thing: never prejudge. Never ever prejudge, because before I got involved in network marketing, I was that person that people would have mentally said, there's no way Tammy would be interested in this. She's running her own boutique. I owned a manufacturing company. I was a busy mom. And many people would disqualify me from putting them on their list, not even knowing who I am, what's my drive, what am I really looking for in life, what, my dreams, my goals, like all of that stuff. You just don't know where people are. So get these people out of your mental list and write it down and connect with them and just get to know them. I think that's the biggest problem, is people don't get to know people right away. They're just thinking business, 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 money, money, money. And that's a wrong thing to do. You want to get to know people and find out what they're looking for, because they're only going to join you if you have something that they're looking for. And if they like you, of course. Right? So go ahead, Chris.
Yeah, I totally agree. So as you can see here, some people have a written list. And again, that's from the 80s, right? Where you're right. And it still applies, folks. I have to admit that I don't write a list. I haven't done that in years. everything for me is all digital. I've been digitized. I digitized myself decades ago, but I know a lot of folks, they need that that to feel the paper and the pen and the pencil, and that's totally cool. But the fact is, have a list where you have actually name written. For me, my list is my email list. That's where my list is. And every time Tammy and I do podcasts, we do we have shorts, the video that we do, and all sort of things that are generic that has to do with um, our experience in network marketing and all the different aspects that are around the network marketing. From time to time, we'll drop some personal things in there. But the point here is, whenever I have something that I want them to know about, to get them to, for them to get to know me better, or to get the opportunity better, or to let them know that, hey, by the way, our CEO Joel Thierry is actually doing a presentation Wednesday night, and I have the link in the email. And on Friday at 11, we have another presentation that's conducted by Field Associates, which, by the way, we want to start training people to also present, so it's not always the same people presenting all the time at 11 on Friday. We want to do a rotation. But beside the point is that every time there's a presentation taking place, we want to make sure that our leads, our list, is aware of what's going on. If you don't speak to your list for an entire week or 2 weeks or 3 weeks, they are so cold. The next time you send an email, they want nothing to do with you. They don't know who you are. So make sure that you take the time to accumulate this data. Some of you will write them. Some of you will accumulate your database into your email campaigns, whatever this may be. But it's really, really important. And, professionals are always adding to their lists. The difference between the amateur network marketers and the professionals are constantly building on their list. Every time Tammy and I travel and we connect with someone, that name is permanently into our lists. If they don't want to hear from us, well, they'll just unsubscribe. It's as simple as that. And they won't be hearing from us anymore. We follow the spamming rules. But the bottom line is, every single person we meet gets added onto my list. You never know what might actually trigger something for someone, right? Everybody has a different flavor that may actually get them to react, or to get them to, that nugget that's going to get them to want to go further or get more information. And if it's the consistency and the persistency of sharing the information that's going to make a difference. Most people do not follow through. That's the issue that we're having when you're buying your list. For example, with God Backup, you got to stay on top of this and connect them to your social media platform. You got to, we'll show you what Tammy and I do to constantly add to our social media platforms. Generally, we'll come back to that, but it's Instagram, Facebook, X, or Twitter for some of you, if you understand what I mean by X. And we use Pinterest, we use LinkedIn. LinkedIn is more of a professional environment, but again, the professionals always add to their lists.
And, most people who come into our industry have no experience in building a business. And I love this slide as I share what my point here is. People who are entrepreneurs, they get it. They just build it. Somebody who's brand new, they don't really take the initiative. And I think one of the reasons why is because it's such a small investment to come into our industry, that a lot of people don't really take it that serious, especially when they're new. They kind of dabble into it like it's a hobby or something. And those who really take this business serious and working it day in and day out, and building relationships, introducing people to the links, following up on a regular basis until the decision is made, and then getting people started right. If we're not doing that stage, then we're not making any money. And people need to understand that you're independent in network marketing. You're independent business owner. So you have team members that are going to support you, but at the end of the day, you got to do the work, and you got to make that decision to do it now. I mean, we're at the beginning of something that's going to explode. It's going to be huge in the marketplace, and you're going to have people on your mental list, on your written list, and you're going to get a hold of them later if you decide not to do it right away. And I highly recommend it. Just make a decision today and just start contacting people day in, day out, day in, day out, because you never know who's looking for something. And uh, I've had people on my list that are already in. They're already in. So imagine how many people are on your list that are already in because somebody contacted them before you. And I can guarantee you, your neighbors are going to know about this. Your social community, they're going to know about this. Do you want to be that person that's telling them about this, or do you want somebody else from another city, another country to be telling about this and they're on board? So, I like to create that sense of urgency because so many people are so laid back in all of this and they just trot along. They don't take it serious. And then they see people like us who have been running and we're hitting incomes, we're hitting ranks, and people go, oh, they're so lucky. No, we did the work. We're doing the work every day. That's what creates success, right? So I hope that's an eye opener to some of you who haven't made those contacts with the people in your contact list yet.
Now, one thing I'd like to do is answer Raymond's question: is what did you do before network marketing, Chris? And you're probably asking, wondering, well, what kind of experience did I have? I was actually a computer nerd. I was a software engineer. I was working for a company called Corel System. In fact, I mean, I wrote a book on our story, so people can understand how did we became successful in this industry. And eventually, then I resigned from the corporate world. Then I opened a karate dojo. And I had about 2,000 students from, we're talking age 5 all the way up to, 65, whatever. And then from there, I was a black belt 3rd degree. I know it's not something that I communicate often, but when I went into the karate business, this is when I start learning to build relationship, inspiring people, keep people on track, stay focused, repetition. It's really interesting, but within the martial art, teaching, I've learned the persistence and the consistency of repetition. And it's really interesting, but this is really where I got probably one of my best training to prepare me for what's to come. And when I chose to become a network marketing professional, which has been over, 28 years now. So for me to tell what I used to do as a software engineer, that's like old school, but I always, so I just want you to understand that there's been a journey that got me to be where we are here today. So, and going back to the training here, folks, is okay. Who do you know? See, often everybody wants to work with leads, and my Tammy and I will agree to this. Our best recommendation, if you start your business, even though you might be scared to talk to your loved ones and the people maybe because it's the 10th deal you're doing and people are tired of seeing you jumping from one company to another company and still other people are doing. They're like bees. They never stop jumping around. And people around you, they notice that. And sometimes because of that, people are uncomfortable. What's your deal now? What are you into right now? I know this is the case for many of us. I used to be one of those people. Okay, what are you into now, Chris? That's when I way back before I started being really serious in this industry. And when people saw how serious I am, now things are very different. But I highly recommend every time we train someone that starts with a hot market. Hot market are people that knows you, like you, trust you, or at least that are a social environment where you might be a bit of an influencer there. I'm telling you, this is when you want to start. Don't start with cold. Start warm, or I should say hot. And then you move into your warm list, which could be colleagues, work colleagues, could be training colleagues, whatever that may be. And then cold market, now we're dealing with leads. I think there was a comment that was mentioned. Are these real? Are these leads real, or are they just made up? When you buy the co-op leads, and you go back to your lists, and you click, there's some buttons there that where you see the number, not buttons, but you see the numbers, right? How many? And then you'll notice that it shows you for about the next 24, 48 hours You can actually click on the number. When someone says, let's say you sent, you received 10 leads. And out of those 10 leads, you'll notice under the number of click, it says 3. These are people that actually clicked on your link. This is not fake. This is real. So these are not fake leads. They are real leads. But a lot of people are not really interested. They are curious. And you want to change them from the state of curiosity to interest. And that's where it goes back to what we were saying earlier. This is a cold market. And another one that often most people undermine or not even considering is the referral market. Do you know anyone that could use 6 terabytes for the price of 2? Do you know anyone? So again, if you get into a habit of asking the question, these are going to be names coming your way. See, building your list, it becomes a lifestyle. And being organized with your list is critical. Most people will get a name and then it vanishes with the wind. They forget, or they put it in a piece of paper that goes into their purse or their pocket or whatever. And then they turn around, they forgot about it. They wash their pants and then they lost. But that's reality. Take your leads as liquid gold and treat it as such. And make sure that every time you got a lead, you put them into your God backup lists and send them a thank you letter, or maybe send it personally from your own personal email. In fact, that's probably better if you make a personal connection to someone you meet for the first time. And then you accumulate those names. And every time something pops up, like a presentation is about to come in, then you send this entire list, that email, inviting them to join in with the link to click on to be able to make sure it goes into your site. So there's hot market, warm market, cold market, and referral market. Start with your hot and warm. This is where things are going to move faster for you. Back to you, Tammy.
I just want to go back for a second. I don't know if
This is it
anybody
here.
can see this here. Let me see if I can get really close for you guys.
Hold
Anyways,
on. Let me change the screen, Tammy, so
it's
people
called
can see.
Popple. Okay.
There we go.
You guys see that? Whoops.
Yeah.
It's called Popl. It's an app, and I created my QR code for my link. So when I meet people, no matter where I go, I always get them to click on, and they give me their contact information, and then I follow up right away. They have all my information by going on my QR code, and so you got to be creative today to catch information quick. You know, people are so busy, right? And so I think these are things that I do, especially when I'm going in a business social networking environment. I get everybody's connections pretty quick, and then I can build a relationship. Then I can, send them a message. Hey, let's have a coffee chat together. If we're local, we can meet up. If we can get on Zoom. So I'm constantly out there networking with people, and that's something that you want to be doing on a regular basis. And not just counting on your hot and warm market. And you don't want to be spamming. Okay, don't shove a business down somebody's throat that is not even open to learn. Okay, because I find that a lot of people, you see this stuff online, right, where people are talking about how bad network marketing is, and it's all about bothering your family members and stuff like that. That's not true. I mean, that's an individual choice, but they can't judge the industry, right? And then it's because they're trying to sell a program. They're trying to sell you on something. But at the end of the day, it's all about relationships. It's all about relationships and finding out what people are up to. What's missing in their life right now. Listen, you got 2 ears and 1 mouth. Listen, find out what they're missing in their life. They're going to tell you. Most people today are struggling financially. Have you found a vehicle that could help you increase your income? Then you have a conversation about that, right? And that's how you get people's interest in looking at stuff. Okay, and that's what I'm talking about, thinking outside of the box, because most people, they don't think outside of the box. And that's what we want to share with you today, because Chris and I work all markets. We work our hot market, we work our warm market, which could be, you know, the banker, somebody, you know, at the grocery store, or, you know, when you're out and about connecting with people, that's a warm market. You're in connection with people. You might stop by a couple times. Um, and then you got your hot list, which is people you're really, really close with, and you don't want to burn those, you guys. These are your friends. These are your family. Don't burn them if you're not serious. That's another thing too. Don't burn them if you're not serious and you're not going to stick around.
Tammy, I'd like to answer some of the questions here because I know they're popping in. Jason says, "How many of you sends them to the God Backup page, or do you have your own site?" I It's really interesting, but God Backup already has a landing page. I don't waste my time doing things that's already been done for me, and it's all connected within the email campaigns, and everything is all plugged in. So I don't recommend to waste your time in creating another page. Use what they have. And if you have the VIP version, you can actually change and modify the landing page as you see fit at the language that you want. You can add videos that you choose. If you have the video uploader, right, that comes in a VIP, you can create your own landing page. It's all there. But for those of you that are not techie savvy, that don't have experience, I don't recommend you mess around with that. Just use the link that they provide, and you have multiple links with different languages, from French to English. To obviously English is obvious the default, but then Spanish and maybe others. And you can use it. If it's a language that's not there, you can create your own. Okay, so that's my feedback on that. Let's see here. How many
I
hours?
love what Steve Anderson is sharing with everybody. That's really, really good. When people are talking to you about any business, whether it's network marketing or business, always adding people to your list, because you never know where people are down the road, right? So this is fantastic. I love all of your comments. You know, it's always more comfortable to start in the warm market, but eventually you're going to get into some cold markets. So it's good to have every aspect under your belt, and always learn, you guys. Learn new things. Don't just stay stuck on one way of doing things, because we do many ways of doing things. And that's why we constantly have a network of people that we're talking to regularly.
So that's I believe this is the message you were referencing to. I was a little bit higher here. I was at let's see, where was I here? How many hours you work? Tips, dedication, okay, persistence. Okay, I'll come back to that. So anyway, so Tammy opted in, and we talked about the situation. See, Stephen is doing exactly what we were sharing about earlier, right? So if they opt out, they opt out. And the thing is, you keep adding to your list. Here's a regeneration zone here that mentioned tips, dedication, persistence. At the end of the day, how many hours? It's really up to you. Tammy and I are full time in this business. So our hours, I assure you, are not average. But we also do have an average above income. We're not like most people. We put a lot more. But most people don't have the time. Remember, we've been doing this for a long time, full time. Maybe some of you have a job and you're doing this on a part-time basis. It's better to have a job, to have an income coming in, and then build your business on the side. You don't have enough people anyway to be full-time into it. You can go full-time when your income starts measuring with the salary that you're getting. So my point in saying is, how many hours? My recommendation, if you look at a week, if you put about an hour to 2 hours a day, a week, like it could be, for example, let's say you want to keep your weekends open. It could be Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursdays. These are great days to work. Friday evening, it's not the best time. Saturdays is a good time to follow up with people during the weekend. Sundays, I don't really recommend it, but it doesn't mean that you can't. Often we will work on Sunday, right? So it really depends. It's up to you. Let's see what else is there as we continue here.
And remember, you're building a global business. So people say, you know, what hours? And 24 hours is this business. If you know contacts in different parts of the world, yeah, you definitely, especially social media too, right? So you could have a business going all the time. So it's how you market. That's
the
what's
answer
important.
always in is correct. Okay, you can actually, what's happening is with the VIP program and also the basic program also offers that, right? When you buy the upsell for the emails when you sign up, And a lot of people will skip that, but you shouldn't. You should really buy those emails because these emails are personalized to you, and it's outside of what God Backup will send as a generic emails that send out. So it's coming from you personally, and you can turn around and modify some of those things. In fact, I recommend that you modify the social media to yours and things like that. Okay, and the VIP will add on to this, will amplify that. Okay. So again, I want to make sure we stay in the context of building your list here, but we want to kind of help you thinking outside the box to build your business. If I missed a few comments, I do apologize. So let's continue. So how do we get more leads? How do we get more leads? So Tammy and I want to share with you a concept that we have learned and also that we have amplified following some of the leaders out there that are really, really, really good. And so we call them social media gurus. And these are mainly the social media platform that we are utilizing: Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, TikTok. It's really interesting. Instagram, it's more like building a brand, right? And TikTok, it's more like making sales. It's really interesting. And then and LinkedIn, it's more of a professional network, right? You can interact on LinkedIn like you interact on Facebook. You'll notice on Facebook you can get some likes pretty easily, but on LinkedIn it's like pulling teeth to get one like. It's a different mindset, right?
But you
And
can
then
go
there's
right to the point in business on LinkedIn, Chris. So if people want to get right to the point, you can get right to the point on business because it is a business platform. Yeah.
correct, correct. So let's continue. Let's continue here. So what we want to do is we want to share with you a way to reach out to people. I'm realize the font's a little small here. I apologize for that. But Tammy, did you want to start on the example that we're about to share?
Yeah, I mean, you can find people that you know on social media too, and connect with them if you're not already connected to, your social hot warm list, school friends, all that stuff. You can find people and just build relationships through. I like Facebook because that's a relationship building platform, and I know that it's all about know you, like you, trust you. And of course, they're seeing you, what your interests are, what you're up to, and I like to, and once they start commenting, I start going into Messenger and connecting with them, finding out what they liked best about something that I did or whatever, and then I start a conversation. Next thing you know, you're pulling them off the platform. That's my goal: pull them off the platform, have a look at something, and go from there. If it's something that what I have is something that they're interested in. So I tend to direct I build relationships, but I direct my conversations to finding out where their pain points are. What are their desires? What would they like to have if they knew that they could be living a lifestyle that they've always wanted? What would it look like? And like I do have normal conversations with people through that, and from there I ask them if they have a vehicle that could get them there quicker. And this is what I do. Some people like to go right to the jugular, right to the point, and they can with some people. I can do that with some people because I got hot lists. I can just call them up and they'll just give me their card and not even know what it's about because of the credibility that I have with people. But when it comes to the cold markets, it's a little bit different, right? Social media platform, a little bit different. It takes time to build those relationships. But if you have lots of activities, which we're going to talk about, lots of activities in your platform, guaranteed, if you're talking to somebody in your cold market, I guarantee you they're going to check you out. So what are you posting? Is there something that you need to clean up in your platforms to make it more professional? Or, is it connectable? Can people to relate to you based on what you're posting and stuff like that? People like to do business with they know, like, and trust. And so you want to have that in your brand, right? Because you want to be approachable. That's what's really important.
So what's important here is if let's say you're making a post and someone is liking your post, or it's an opportunity for you to make a connection with that person. You may want to go to that person, initiate the friend connection, and just simply mention, I really appreciate you liking my post. And you can add a comment that's relevant to the reasoning for that post, or the reasoning for them that you feel why they liked your post. Maybe they like where you live, they liked your picture, whatever the situation may be, and try to engage with them. Another thing is, if someone does a post of some kind, instead of putting just a like, which is a very lazy way to do it, and I'll come back to that a little bit, but if you put a heart, the algorithm will be impacted, and you will see more of that person. And this gives you the opportunity to interact. But instead of just leaving a heart, just put a comment. Hey, John, Mary, that was an absolute beautiful wedding. Congratulations. I assure you that with a comment like that, you're going to get a response. At least they might click like on it. And from there, you can try to initiate a conversation. Folks, there is an unlimited of opportunity for you to connect with people. So we want to give you an example here that we've learned that has worked very, very, very well. Where, for example, comments in Facebook group. Here's a tip. Take some notes here. And remember, this call is recorded. It'll be sitting on the God Backup YouTube channel. And hey, Joel, thank you to be here. It's an honor to have your presence here. So find 10 or 20 groups that matches with your brand. Okay? That are within the technology, that are within service space, whatever this is. Okay? Within your business. Okay? That's very important. And I recommend to stay away from network marketing groups. You know, poachers, they're being frowned upon. When you go into someone else's network that have worked very hard to build, and you kind of weasel your way in there to try to recruit them into yours, it creates a bad feeling. So that's the reason why we do mention that. People spend a lot of money, a lot of time, a lot of resources to build their teams in their group. So you want to be extra careful if you're going within a network marketing group. You don't want to be seen as a poacher. It's not good rep, right? And a lot of our 90-day runs is to build our marketing brand, right? Our network marketing brand. So that's another thing that's important. Okay. And what you want to do is you want to look for people like you that connects to your style, your brand within your niche. For example, you might be a single mom over 40. That could be a wonderful group to interact with, right? Don't just think about the service and think about the people that you would want to be part of your team that are in this group. Take the time to build a relationship and to interact. And we'll introduce you to something that Tammy and I are utilizing that is absolutely amazing. That's using the power of AI. We'll come back to that in a minute. But you will get better as you go. But the key here is, again, I mentioned, if you click the love button, not the like, but the love button, and you'll find that the algorithm will be impacted, where Facebook is going to say, oh, okay, you seem to love this kind of thing. They will send you more of that. And then you'll have a better opportunity to connect with this person. Right? Tammy, go ahead from number 5 or number 6.
Well, I definitely put the hearts. People love hearts. You know, when you put a post out there, I'm sure you're going to see who's checking you out. And the people who put the hearts, those are the ones that you give more attention to. But don't just put a heart, put a comment. Really important. Put a comment. Engage in people's stuff, because that's what's building the relationship, even if you don't have a relationship with them yet. I've got incredible friends today because I randomly found platforms that I connected with people. We share things. That's a big thing. Share, value, share, right? So whatever groups that you're part of, bring value and share things and give people hearts and compliment them and celebrate them. And even the owner of the platform is going to start noticing and recognizing you. And then you could always have a coffee chat with the owner of your platform. This is what I did, just so you guys know. She's actually in got back up. And she has a platform of about, I think it's 20,000 women, business women. And at first, I was just connecting and all of that. We end up having a coffee chat. I did some interviews with her, and she joined, got back up. She just loves the tool. She loves it. And she's starting to tell people within her group, right? So you just need to get the one person to get the rest of them. And so anyway, these are just, we're sharing the things that we're doing, we're actively doing to get people. But start with the hearts and the comments, and then engaging. It takes time, you guys. You guys got to understand that it takes time to build relationship. They will check your platform, guaranteed. They're going to check your platform. Get on message. If you're on Facebook, get on a message with them. Leave a voice message, not just text. People can read your body language easily, and they read your passion, your excitement, and they want to know you, right? So this is what we're doing, and it works. It pulls people off the platform, it gets conversations going, and then from there, you can add them to your list if they haven't joined yet. Get them pre-enroll so they're part of your list and they're getting more information. So yeah, definitely use that love button. And then comments must be a positive. So always engaging, always bringing value, as I was saying, and give your opinion too on some things as well, because you could always add. That's another good one, you guys. If somebody puts something out there that's really great, comment how great it was and add value to it, because it brings attention to you as well. And at the same time, you're complimenting the person who put stuff out there, and they may go check you out too, because you're aligned, you're on the same page, right? So yeah, I get all excited about this. I love building relationships, as you can
So
see.
yeah, so this is really important. EVO, folks. Encourage value opinion. Encourage value opinion. These are the three things that are going to generate an emotional response.
Yes.
And here's a call to action for you. This call is over now. Once this call is done, or whenever you have a moment, and you're on a phone, instead of flickering TikTok for 2 hours, going through videos that makes you laugh or whatever, go to your whatever platform you use and spend 5 to 10 minutes going through some of the comments and start to encourage, bring some value, and give an opinion. You want to stay, as Tammy said, you want to stay positive. No negative garbage. Excuse me for the expression here. Stay positive. The world needs more of that right now. I think everybody will agree, right? So, and in fact, Stephen, Cole Steve, you do mention, you're right. I use heart very often, because the fact is people will notice you more, but in the same time, I appreciate the effort people do, because I know what it is out there, right? So the fact here that we would like to follow up here is something that's really important. And it's up to you. We're telling you what to do to get some leads. Go find your dream 50. And your dream 50, I'm talking 50 different groups. Who is talking about making money, digital services, personal development, social media, network marketing. And here's some of the criteria that I do recommend for you to consider, so you don't waste your time. But then again, it doesn't mean because the group has less than what I'm about to share that they might be a higher quality audience. Use your common sense here. But generally, they should at least have a following of 5,000 plus. That means that there's content of interest there. And look for posts that at least have 50 plus comments. Folks, I'm giving you some liquid gold nuggets. Hope you use it. At least 50 comments. That may be identified as someone who has an influence in the group. And that's the kind of person you want in your team, an influencer. Not someone that complains every day, but someone that actually brings information, topic, valuable data that others will value. And that's why these numbers are kind of generally there. It could be less, guys. It could be 500, but it could be a yacht group. I don't know, whatever. Right. So it's an audience, and their monthly budget to take care of their boats is like $300,000 a year. Obviously, these people have money. So again, you got to be careful. You go into these things, right? You don't want to come in as a spammer, right? You want to come in as someone who's genuinely interested in, I love yachts, I love boats, I love Teslas, I love cars, whatever the situation may be. And you genuinely share interests. But these are the norms that we do recommend. And Tammy, before I shift page here, do you have anything you want to add to this?
Join some international groups, you guys. Look at different countries. Join some international groups and some local groups too, right? Because you might learn something in your local market that you didn't know about, and you could end up going to an event, which is something that I recently did through somebody, and found out there was something going on that I could actually get a table. And so join groups so that you could really connect with, like, if you want to build international, you got to be in some international groups. I'm in quite a few international groups, and you just keep an eye on this stuff, see who's actively involved. And this is all part of adding contacts to your list. Because once you start building relationships outside of these groups, then you tap into, always understand you're tapping into a whole new network, because they have at least 200 people on their list that you don't know, right? So everybody's got people that you don't know. So, and if they like you, that's the key. That's why I'm telling you, don't spam people. Don't push stuff onto people. People don't like it. Do you like it? That's the big question. Do you like it? Don't be desperate. People don't like desperate people. People like people generally just like them, or people who have something that they don't have, and that are inspired, that are, that bring value to them. That those are the people that will get the business. So it's to be that type of person who just that cares about people and just wants to bring value to people's lives. The timing might not be today. You want that sale today. The timing might not be today. I brought the best people into this industry that it took me some time. But you know what? They're still with me years later.
Now, at this point, what we would like to do is to introduce you to a tool that Tammy and I have been using that are making us social media gurus. Have you heard of Nowsite AI? I suggest that you Google it. In fact, if you want to get right into it, you can go to the comment segment of this training. The link is right there for you to try it. Okay? If you follow this link, I think you have a week to try it. I think it's around, what is it, Tammy, $24 a month or something like that?
If you do it for the year up front, it works out to be 24. And man, it saves so much time for us. I can't believe how easy this tool is.
This is what you get into. I just did a little snapshot. And you say there's basically 3 steps. Is the first one that you see here is post on social media. And it's gonna prepare a post in line to your business model. It's going to ask you some questions about you so it can learn who you are. And then the AI is going to formulate a post for you. All you need to do is cut and paste. Another one is comment on a post. Some people have a comment that they posted. You can take their comment, paste it into the segment, and you say, what do you want to say in line to this comment? And the AI will compile based on what it learned from you, who you are, what you like, what you do. And it's going to formulate a post in line to who you are, to the comment that was posted, in line to what you wanted to say. It's so brilliant. And then you turn around and you paste it in the comment section. Or you can start a conversation. So I just wanted you guys to be aware that every morning before, Tammy and I were struggling to say what I'm going to say this morning as a post. I have nothing to say. I'm brain dead.
Not every day, but there's days like that, right?
Well,
You know
there's
you
days
got
in
to
the
get
morning I
that
just
post
don't feel
in.
like posting. I have just don't have anything to say. But then every morning you can actually have a surprise button, right? There's a surprise button, and it's going to create a post based on, again, what they've learned from you. And your AI will learn from you every time. It's so brilliant. And now we can post every single day without ever worrying about what do I want to post. Okay, so you can find a link on the comment section of this particular video if you want to check it out. But we want to let you know, again, we told you that we're going to show you what we do for people to connect with us. And I found that our interaction, especially on LinkedIn and different places, Instagram and TikTok. I posted one thing, and something that went from 100 to 200 views now is like 1,400 views. Whoa! So the AI is absolutely brilliant. So Tammy and I constantly associate with tools. So when we got our leads with Got Backup, Got Backup goes and sends the email through the email campaign that we purchased through the upsell when we got in. And from that point on, I get to know them better. And then we can start interacting better. It's brilliant. So Got Backup has a complete system for you. Just utilize it. You can create your own emails, but I do recommend you buy them and you can edit them as you see fit. And at this point, remember, because you bought the leads, it doesn't mean that it's going to be converted. Tammy and I mean, we spend thousands of dollars over the years on creating Facebook ad campaigns. It's the same thing. People check and they leave, check and they leave. It's the relationship that are built after they decide to click the button to get more information about you that will convert them, not just when they click. And this is what happened when you buy the leads. They click. Now you have them into your arsenal. Now it's up to you to build a relationship with these people. So back to you, Tammy.
Yeah, and keep adding the emails, doing the invitations before Wednesday night, before the Friday at 11 a.m. Is to keep them engaged and moving forward and connecting, and all the while build relationships, find out, some personal stuff, share your personal stuff. I love the VIP package with the vid Uber, because you can do videos just right there and load it. So it's fantastic. So there's just so much value in the VIP package. There's so much value in the email responder system. It's just a matter of taking the time to learn how to do it. If you've never done it before, don't shy away. Start learning new things, because the people who make money are the ones that are evolving personally. They're evolving in skills. They're evolving in their mindset. They're evolving in social media. You can see it. I've been following people from the day they started doing social media stuff to now, and I've seen some people evolve in such a big way. I want to hang out with those people. I want to know those people. I want to surround myself with people who are bigger than me so I can be better and better and better. And that's the key, is to get out of that fishbowl that you saw and get out in the field, in the ocean, and start learning things. You're going to love it. Yes, at the beginning it's hard, right? Because you're learning something new. But eventually that hard becomes easy. It's just a matter of practice.
I
It's like
completely
any
agree.
career, right?
I
Yeah.
completely agree. Yeah. And one other thing that's important here, Steve, I kind of brought in your comment because it's really interesting. A couple of days ago, someone was reaching out to me and was interested in learning about Got Backup. And he says, I don't speak English. I said, no worries. One moment. And I went into the the Google Translate. Actually, I use a better app that's a little bit better, Google Translate, but Google Translate's cool. And then I wrote my message in English and I wanted it in Spanish. And he gave it to me and I cut and pasted it into my Facebook Messenger interaction as I was interacting with this person. And then next thing you know, we've had, I don't know, about 10 posts back and forth in sharing using these tools. So when you say that I don't even speak the language, folks, with today's technology, it's an excuse not to interact with someone that does not speak your language. There's too much out there for you to ignore. So the fact here is I highly recommend you familiarize yourself with Translate, Google Translate. Take whatever you posted, put it into it. It will identify the language for you if you don't know what language. I noticed on our Telegram group there's Russian people speaking. I will cut and paste it. I'll put it. It recognizes it's Russian, and then it goes back in English. It's, oh, they're doing a webinar, or doing a training in Russian. Cool. I put a heart on it to encourage that person. Okay, so today, folks, language is a non-issue. On YouTube, you can watch a training in English, select the little wheel with the setting on the bottom, activate subtitling. I want the language English, if it's, let's say, in Spanish, for example, or French, whatever, or vice versa. If you're speaking Spanish and it's in English, same thing. Folks, the rich people in the world look to build network. That's what we're doing. Everyone else look for jobs. That's why I laugh at governments that are struggling to try to find jobs for people. We're not into the industrial age anymore. This is 100 years old. It's a different era. And we are in the era of the modern way of doing business with network marketing. The people that are still laughing at this, they're unfortunately laughing at the one opportunity that can set them free.
Yeah.
That you have to believe that network marketing, the profession, you can be successful. God Backup is at the forefront of opportunities because it's at a service base that does not require product approvals in different markets. It's a no-brainer. In the same time, now God Backup has made an announcement that they're going to start paying in crypto. For those of you that wants to get paid in crypto, or pay into crypto, in with your crypto to get in. Folks, we are evolving. This is really a good time right now. It's not a good time to start looking for other things. Focus, stay the course, keep building on your network. That's where you're going to get wealth into this business. So, and ask for referrals.
Yeah, ask for referrals. This, people miss the boat on this one. And I can tell you from my own experience of asking for referrals, remember, when they know you, they like you, and you've got good intentions and you bring value to people, and they trust you, then they will open their connections with you, especially if they know that somebody's looking for something, right? And I've even said, would you mind doing a call with me and introduce me? And I've done this many times over the years. I brought in great people through referrals, great people into the business. So don't miss the boat on this one, because referrals can bring you huge business.
Now, one thing I want to mention while we're in line is we talk about Google Translate. If you go, I use an Apple device, but Google Play is the same thing, I'm sure, and search for Translate. Type in the word Translate. And the icon, I'm going to try to show you what it looks like. I don't know if it's going to be big enough here. I'm going to do my best. I don't know if you can see the icon there with the globe, and there's an A and then a B. Okay.
Oh, use Translate. Okay.
That's the one that I use. And it's free, and it is just amazing. So if you're in the Apple store and you look for Translate, there's going to be different apps, and try them out. Some are free, some are not. I don't need to pay for this because what I'm using is free, and it's more than enough to, so it's absolutely brilliant. You also have ChatGPT and all you can do, but that's maybe a bit of a longer process. But at the end of the day, folks, find an app that you find works for you. And it's just absolutely amazing how far you can go with this. So I just thought of mentioning that, as the question was posed here. Let's see here. And, as we finish this presentation, so we're done now. And here's the assignment. There's no point of doing a training if you're not going to act on it. Start accumulating 5 people from your dream 50. Find 5 people from your dream 50. Send a quick message to connect with the followers that are either on Instagram or Facebook, friends or anyone that you've made a connection with. Send a quick message. But again, remember that there's some protocol that we explained to you here and how to go about doing this. Go to the next training on prospecting. I think we call it the art of prospecting, learn on what to say in building that relationship. And remember, many of us over here, we want to sell. We want them to sign up, and we're hungry. And you don't want your prospects to feel that you're desperate.
Yeah.
Desperation is not a good place to be in business. You want them to feel that you provide something that is tangible for them to look into that can really benefit their lives, their livelihood, right? So that's what you want to leave them with. So from there, I hope that you find that this training was helpful. There's so much that we can talk about, but we've given you some nuggets here that I do recommend. Go back to the video, listen to it again. And folks, share some comments and feedback. It helps other viewers that are maybe looking for something to help them, and share your feedback on the comment section. That would be really appreciated. And if you like what you see, put a like on there.
Steve thought you were multiple languages. Chris is French Canadian. That's his first language, French.
Oh, we lost contact for a second here. And then share the love. And I'm telling you, it helps everybody to build a network and build some credibility. Last words, Tammy, as we end.
Just keep building your list. That's the key. And do daily practices. I find that if you're not actively doing something daily, it's easy to get cold. And the colder you get, the less you do. So to stay warm every day, you got to do the activities every day. And if you have team members that you could keep each other accountable, that is a powerful thing, because people tend to show up more for other people than they'll do for themselves. So if you have a core group that you're committed to do a 90-day or a 30-day, like we're doing a 20 and 30 for the month of March. We're doing the Eric Worre starting on the 8th. And so a core group of us are going to be accountable to each other to do the activities. And you do this within in your group. You're creating a great team culture, and everybody's growing together. Everybody's creating momentum. Everybody's earning. Everybody's having fun, and that's what you got to do in our industry. It's not just about signing somebody up and letting them go and figure it out, or plugging them in and not talking to them again. You got to build relationships. You got to have a strong culture within your teams. And watch your people flourish. You're going to have so many leaders within your organization when you start creating that environment.
Beautiful. Well, everybody, thank you so much for the wonderful feedback. And Joel, thank you very much for being here. We have the owner of God Backup with us here. And folks, what we do here is we're just sharing our experience. And I hope that you got some value from this. But what's more important, folks, that you should act on it. It's wonderful to have information, but knowledge on ice does absolutely nothing. You got to do something with this. So we wish you all the best, folks. Have yourself a great rest of your weekend. And we will see you next Friday and Saturday of following week. Bye for now.